Hello, my mortal rabbits. I'm here with that one guy, and we're gonna read part 6. We tried reading it, but we were tired, so it didn't work out. Okay, do you want me to read the intro thing or no? The hi everyone.
Nah.
Yeah. All you have to say is that he's wholesome, because like he does those little intro things, and
The wholesomeness.
yeah, the wholesomeness. It's just like, oh God, you're so cute. Stop it. We don't deserve
Yes.
you. We don't deserve you. Okay. I'll jump right in as usual. I laid in my empty cell trying to catch a small nap since I'd been up all night. Aw, baby has no sleep.
Just like us.
Yeah, just like us. Aw. My mind was racing. My mind was racing though. It made it hard to sleep. I kept rehearsing what I was going to say her when Hernandez finally came to get me. They'd emptied my pockets and evidence bags, took my fingerprints. One cop had head out to search my car. I wasn't dumb. I knew that the evidence would point to at least to 3 conclusions. They check his pockets. He just has like sugar in his pockets, so then they think it's cocaine.
The bags.
Yeah, he has
sugar,
little bags.
And then they're like,
Yeah.
in Sharpie, it's just like written on the bags, cocaine.
And then they're just like, "Why do you have this?" And he's like,
Just eat it.
Yeah, he's just like, "Just eat it. I just do
Eat
it."
my sugar.
Eat it. He's like, "Eat it," and they're like, "Wait, this was in your back pocket. We don't want this." Anyways, what conclusions? One, that I'd been in David's home recently. Once again, you were actually in his house, so yeah. After all, the data on those flash drives had been updated just the day before, even the ones that didn't have the kidnapping transcription on them. Retro SpaghettiOs. Oh god. Two, the flash drive containing the messages between David and his partner might lead them to believe I kidnapped Katie. Things are going in his favor, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're just working out so well for him. And 3, I'd stolen
Wait, what? Why is he listing this?
No, so you get an idea of like what he's being
So
framed
he randomly
for.
was just like, okay, 1, this happened, 2, this happened, and 3,
No. He's like, there are 3 conclusions that can lead them to.
Oh, I missed that part.
Yeah. I'm trying. Okay.
Oh, so he wasn't just listing off things that are currently happening. He was just listing off like his endings.
Yeah, like his evidence, basically. The
Oh.
evidence that the reason that the police would believe him when he gets framed.
Oh.
There we go. And 3, I'd stolen David's hard drive as well as confidential medical information.
He's stolen his heart.
I know. I thought it was hard, but then it was hard drive, and I was like, oh. Okay.
Hard drive.
Heart drive. Okay.
Heart drive.
Heart drive. Heck yeah. Woohoo. We don't ship it. Please don't. Please don't. That'd be so toxic.
Yeah.
Anyways, I kept trying to play out the conversation with Hernandez. I hope that it would pan out the same way it was running in my head. As somebody who, like, it never pans out like how it's running in your head with anything.
Yeah, just like do everything of the opposite of what you think.
Yeah, just don't trust your gut at all.
Yeah.
Like, just say...
do the opposite of
just
everything.
do the opposite of everything you planned.
And then, like, you win.
You win. You win.
You win at life.
You win at life. I kept trying to... Okay. I was woken up with a slight knock on my bars. My eyes peeked open and a man in a suit standing accompanied by an officer.
So wait, they just, like, knock on the bars?
Yeah, just...
Why? It's just punching metal.
No. It's just like a knock, like a...
I know, but it's still punching metal.
Yeah. Hello, sorry to disturb you, he said sheepishly. I'm Terry Jason, your public defender. May we talk? Great, we have more than one baby. I can't handle that many.
Terry Layson?
Jason.
Terry Jason.
Yeah, when I heard a narration, that's how they pronounced it. It's with a Y, though. He's so radical, bro. Anyways, I'm sorry to anyone who has that last name. Jason with a Y. May we talk? Yes, of course, I said, sitting up. The officer entered and cuffed me. We were both led to an interrogation room where I met Hernandez for the first time. Memories. Memories! Okay. I trust you'll shut off the cameras. I trust you'll shut off the cameras, he said to the officer. The cop nodded and removed my handcuffs and closed the door. You can call me Terry, he said, reaching out to shake my hand. We sat down on opposite of each other with the table between us. I've heard a little about your case from a brief overview in a brief overview from the chief, he said, pulling folders from his briefcase.
I'm just imagining them like in just a stone box with
one
door.
Yeah, there's like one
There's
door.
like one little light at the top, and then they're just sitting in the cold room.
In the cold room, and
Just,
then
like,
just like the
sitting
seat. No, what makes it worse is the chair is cold. The chair. I hate cold chairs.
What happens if there is like just a piece of metal for a chair?
Yeah, like you can just sit on like a metal block. Like, Anyways. Okay. You guys. Well. It's, well, long, I admitted. So I hear, he said. I'm going to have to apologize in advance. It's likely you'll have to repeat the story many times during these proceedings. To prevent this as much as possible, you and I are going to need to sit down and write your version of events down. That way you can fall back on your statements and ensure that what you say is consistent and accurate. In other words, don't mess up your details and memories, or else, you'll sound like crap. You'll sound like stupid baby man, and also get arrested. Which is the worst combination of events. You get arrested and you're stupid. Does that sound good to you? He said. It made sense, so I nodded. First, I have a contract right here for you to sign to agree to let me represent you in criminal proceedings. He pushed the paper and pen across the table. I skimmed and signed it at the bottom. He pulled it back. Would you like me to call you Xander or Mr. Jones? I was gonna say that's respectful, but he's a lawyer, so I'm pretty sure that's his job.
Well, yeah.
But yeah, the wholesomeness is still there. I just needed someone to be good to Xander in any way, shape, or form.
As we're reading through this, I suddenly remember, everything I've said just to, stop you. Every time we're reading...
Yeah, because I tried to read this earlier.
I remember, what I've commented on
oh
it,
my
and,
God.
It would, if I were to say it again, it would just be,
Yeah, so we're just...
It's not the same, because,
Yeah, but we don't really remember what ended up happening, and I was just remembering
Yeah.
the jokes that we made more than what actually happened. So let's just keep going. And I asked would you like me to call you? Okay. Xander is fine, I replied. Okay, Xander, let's start writing. Terry sat patiently with me and wrote every detail I could think of. I began with my dear conversation with David and followed, you see, we used to be friends. He starts with, we used to be friends. That's going to be an ongoing joke in the series is, we used to be friends, because I get that he has to say it, but, he says it so many times. It's oh my God.
We used to be friends, and when we were friends in this time period, the time when we were friends and now we're not, we... dared each other to ruin each other's lives.
And he punched me in the thigh.
Yeah. And then he left. And then one day, my identity was stolen, and I accused him because of that dare.
And also, he was breaking my car windows. And also, he kidnapped my girlfriend and pinned me down.
And also shoved me into a table.
Yeah, he pinned me down to a table. In someone's backyard. What? No, I wasn't trespassing. What? Okay. I began with my dear conversation with David all the way up to this point. It started out as a page with scrambled memories. As I started to jog my memory, I slowly formed into a statement that Terry helped me edit into a cohesive, fact-based statement. When you are asked about your memories or an event, refer to this document, he said. We worked an hour before he spoke again. I have to go to another appointment, but I've asked that you be allowed to continue working in your cell. I've scheduled a meeting with the prosecutor and Detective Hernandez tomorrow at noon. Do you think you can have it complete by then? Yes, I think so, I said. And I did. I spent the rest of my day writing the statement, and I slept accordingly, but I was so desperate to complete it before noon that the next day so much had happened and there was so much to say. I mean, yeah, there is, but
True.
You can summarize it pretty easily.
He took everything from me.
Yeah, he stole my shit, hacked my credit card, and stole my girlfriend.
I stole one thing of his, so he set his house on fire.
Yeah, oh my God, that sounds funny out of context.
He destroyed everything of mine, so I took a piece of paper from him. So he set his house on fire.
He set his own house on fire
and killed his grandmama.
That was his mom, remember?
His mamagram.
His mamagram.
Mamagram.
She's only 70.
Does it sound like those
she's
candies that they give you at school?
Yeah. She must have had David when she was 45 or something, because David is 23.
A thought
and
just
she's
popped into my
75.
head.
What?
The grandmama brownie launcher.
Oh my God.
It's like a bazooka with the grandma's face on it, and it shoots brownies.
What? And it's so cursed, but I think it's funny.
It's
cursed.
No,
it's blurred. It's blurred. Yes. Once again, we need to draw that. So we actually need to draw something.
I'm gonna draw that.
We need to actually draw some of these things about the end.
I'm gonna draw that.
Okay. Alright. Okay. I was quite proud of the results. In fact, I was more proud of that statement than this one. The statement had a lot more fresh memories. You can just remember every single individual way that David said things to you. That's very important. I need to know. He doesn't specify the tone, so.
I mean, at some points they do, and the only times that they do, they make it weird.
Yeah, it's the only time they. Once again, I'm sorry, Harrison, but the only time you specify his tone, it's always weird, and it's always just uncomfortable. I don't know if he's trying to be hot or something. It's weird. It's weird. It's are you trying to be sultry or trying to be intimidating? It's hard to tell. Are you trying to do both? Because
Yes.
if you're trying to do both, you're succeeding. But if you're only trying to do one, you're not. Okay. Anyways. Once again, I'm gonna get crucified for this. Alright. This one feels a lot more scatterbrained. My statement was concise and to the point, but maybe it's for the best that I posted this one. Yeah, we don't need to know every nitty-gritty detail, despite the fact that we totally want to know every nitty-gritty detail. That's just a me thing, though. Anyways.
I mean, we're out of context, people.
Yes, we are.
Just our existence is out of context.
Yes. I'm just like, I want to know every detail. Okay, the next day at noon, I was back in the interrogation room. Terry sat to my left. Hernandez stood against the wall, facing me with his arms crossed. He angry. I couldn't read his expression. He just, like, writes, "I'm mad at you" on his forehead. Yeah. He's like, I can't tell what you're...
The Lego movie guy.
Yeah.
The police officer just, like, swaps his head around. And
That's what it is. Okay. On the other side of the table sat an older man who introduced himself as Chief Gunderson, Hernandez's boss. Beside him stood a tall, lanky man with slicked back hair, his hands behind his back, watching me intently. Jeez. Sorry, he's like watching. Like I get
stalking
that.
Him.
Creep. Like God, listen. Xander's cute, but like everyone needs to chill out, okay? Like he's only 23. He's basically a child. Like, can you not? Okay.
Basically.
Well, I'm like he's basically. It's like David is 23 and
child.
David is 20. David is the same age as him, and I keep making comments about him. And like the moment you even look at Xander, I'm like, no, he's a baby. Stop it. Yes, I have my priorities straight. No, I'm not a hypocrite. I swear. Anyways, okay. The tape recorder between us was running. I've been brought up to date with the cases you're involved in, Chief Gunderson said in a gruff voice. I'm interested to hear everything you have to say from your perspective, considering the recent developments. Yeah, setting his house on fire. You arrested me just to hear my side of the story? I sniffed. No,
They arrested Clark because he was running by an old person's house. Holding a can.
We're great out of context. No, we're great in context.
When you describe it like that, like
it just sounds ridiculous.
He was walking by a grandparent's house holding a can, and then
why do you like? I know you think she's a grandma, but she's actually his mother.
Like,
she's just old.
When you say that like an old woman has like brownies or something, I think of grandmama.
Yeah, that's true. I do too. Wholesome.
Aren't they like at the age to like be grandmas though?
75, yeah.
Yeah, they could be like great grandmas.
Yeah.
They could.
She could. But David doesn't have any children because no one wants to reproduce with him.
Or he could just like kidnap children.
Yeah, he's just like, oh look, it's my child. He just kidnapped him. He just like
walks up to some random kids biking, like pushes one off their bike and just grabs them. And is like, hey kid, I'm your dad now. And the kid's like, okay.
And the kid's like, you're scary, but okay.
Next thing you know, he is set ablaze the next day.
Oh shit. We're horrible. Okay.
Yeah.
This once again, I'm still getting crucified. No, I arrested you because you were suspected of burning down Anne King's house and thereby killing her, Chief Gunderson said. Hernandez tells me that you might have felt justified for doing so, considering all the accusations that you've leveled against Mr. King. So I'd like to hear what happened from the beginning, to hear your side of events. Who is he? I asked, pointing to the lanky man. Like, wait,
Who is he?
He's in handcuffs, so he's just like, who is he? Just yeah. I'm the prosecutor, Adam Lunderman, he answered. Oh, so you'll be the one trying to put me in prison? I quipped. Heck yeah, you quipped. He's not baby anymore. He made a quip. He's bad baby now. Ooh, scary. He's bad baby. Okay. I quipped. Terry put a warning hand on my leg. Once again, Xander's cute, but like, stop.
Also, like we said yesterday, why not on the shoulder or the elbow or the hand at most?
Like the hand at most. He's like, just don't. Like if you grabbed him by the hand, that would make sense. Like when I think that a typical lawyer do, like, hey, grab him on the shoulder. Why the leg?
Yeah, they'd be like,
like he just like he's just touching his leg. Like that's kind of weird.
Yeah.
It's a warning hand. Have you ever heard of anyone who puts a warning hand? Like when they're like in a movie where two characters are about to fight and they're like and they're trying to hold them back, they touch their leg. Like that doesn't happen.
They just like shove them.
Yeah. Anyways, that's weird. Like okay, everyone has it for Xander.
We've gotten like halfway through this already.
And I'm already like and people are already like into Xander. Like everyone needs to chill out, okay?
No. I was trying to say we've gotten halfway through this and like
we already made a leg comment?
No.
What?
It's like so much faster.
Oh yeah, than last time we did it. Okay,
like we're actually getting the
results. Yeah. Like if the audience is gonna be so confused, we're gonna have to release that episode as a blooper reel.
Yeah, the blooper will be like, hey, we did this at like 2 a.m.
Yeah, we actually did the
high on sugar.
Anyways, the audience is so confused. Let's just keep going.
Yes.
I'll be trying to establish the truth about what happened, he corrected, glaring down at me. Okay. Well, Xander's sitting, so that makes it that he's glaring. My client has prepared a statement, and he only intends to wholly rely on it, Terry said, pushing copies of the 17 handwritten pages across the table. The chief and prosecutor took one. Hernandez stepped forward and grabbed one, too. He instantly started reading from his spot in the corner. I tried to catch his eye, but he didn't look at me. Like, he's not even making eye contact with him anymore.
Wow.
Aw, Dad ain't making eye contact with his son anymore. I don't know. I feel like Hernandez is such
wait, he has a dad?
Yeah, Xander has a dad, but I'm saying Hernandez is, like, such a dad figure to Xander in this story. I don't know. I just get that vibe. Because he's like, okay, listen, kid. We're going to stop this guy from, like, doing this stuff. But
Here's
then, like,
money.
Here's money. Here's a sandwich. Take it. You know, like, that's such a dad. Like, he's just like, oh, you're poor? Take my cash.
Money.
Take my cash, kid. Take my cash. You don't need to give me anything. Just take my cash. All right. I can trust we can begin the process of discovery today, Terry asked. I need copies of everything as well as copies of the official incident. Official. I tuned Terry out and focused on Hernandez. There was something about his demeanor that caught my attention. What about his demeanor? Like, once again, you gotta be specific with these things. We're horrible people, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, we are. It's canon. It's
Yes.
canon. We're gonna rewatch this years later. We're gonna be like, what the fuck was wrong with us? Or we got worse. That's also a possibility.
Yeah, we'd probably be like, wow, why were we so much better back then?
Yeah. Oh my god. It's like, once you hit rock bottom, you can only go lower.
Yeah.
Oh my god, we're horrible to even to ourselves. Okay. Copies of everything. Hernandez, was something about his demeanor caught my attention. Like, what? He's not even looking at you. Like, listen, he could be, I had, like, Hernandez, he's a cop, alright? Like, he's a detective. Like, he's probably old enough to be your dad, so just don't, okay? Just don't. He's old enough to be your dad. He probably looks like your dad. I get you have issues, but just don't. He didn't even canonically have daddy issues. I'm just putting that in there. That's my headcanon. Like, you have issues, but just don't. Just don't project that hard. It's not going to end well for either of you. Not that I would know. Seriously, I don't. Don't freaking out. Yeah, like, just don't project. Don't project. That's not going to end well. Okay. Got my attention. I couldn't tell what it was. I focused on him the entire meeting. Take your eyes off him for 5 seconds, God.
Yeah.
And trying to figure out what my instinct was telling me. Don't go with your instinct, Xander. Your instinct is wrong.
Yeah.
He's old enough to be your dad. Stop, okay?
Also, your instincts always get you into more trouble.
Yeah. They always get
How have you not realized
like,
this yet?
Just don't, okay? God, don't go with your instincts. It's not going to end well. He's probably gonna like you less if you go by your instincts, okay? They talked over legal details with Terry and corroborated the process of discovery between the two parties. A couple of days later, Terry was sitting with me in an interrogation room again, talking through what he'd learned from discovery. Discovery is when two sides of the case share evidence, so there are no surprises when you go to trial. Anything not brought up in discovery is not admissible in court. Before trial, though, would come my arrangement. That's when formal charges would be laid against me. I would have to plead either guilty or not guilty. Just thought of Goofy's trial. Terry was, if you don't know that video, please watch it.
Murder.
Murder. Okay. Terry was talking through discovery with me, so I would be prepared for what they'd say during the hearing and decide whether I plead guilty or not guilty. Like, you should not plead guilty. Like, that's the ideal.
Plead insanity.
Yeah, plead insanity. Like, he like, David, it just pisses him off so much, he pleads insanity. He's just like, and then they're like, okay, makes sense. That adds up. Looks at medical records, is completely fine. That adds up. Shit adds up. Here's what I learned. After I'd been arrested, the police searched my car and found a hard drive, flash drive, and psychiatric evaluation. And something else was curious. A half-emptied gas container. The mother hecker had planted a gas container in my car at some point without me knowing. I've been in my car all night, so either David knew he was going to burn his house down before I went to Walmart. It's all Walmart's fault. God, if you went to Target, this wouldn't have happened.
Yeah.
I don't care if he was tracking you. If it was Target, David wouldn't have gone there because he's not a Target guy.
Yeah.
Anyways, he planted it in a few minutes when I was in the police station. I told Terry about the gas being planted, and he wrote that down in some notes. The police had searched through the contents of the flash drive and discovered the conversation between David and his partner, but as I predicted, they accused me of writing the messages and therefore linked me to the kidnapping. The text file never specified Katie's name, but they claimed Katie's kidnapping was the most likely scenario since I knew about it and was therefore involved. Shit. Well, that just did not work in your favor.
He kidnapped his own girlfriend.
Yeah.
And then told the police, like, when you think about that, why would
that
anyone do
adds
that?
up right there. Like, the guy who, like, hacked his account and, like, was like, threatening him and pinned him down. Okay, maybe the pinning down part isn't really, admissible in court. But, like, the everything else, like, the everything else is, like, that's some pretty strong evidence. But at the same time, he did, like, steal medical files.
Yeah.
That were conveniently under David's
Like, he
bed.
just, like, ran into the house and was like, alright, I don't know what I'm doing.
But I need to steal his shit. I need to steal his shit.
Grabbed, like, illegal documents and then just shoved them into my car. Alright, now to figure out how the heck to
Yeah, no, remember he shoved them under his shirt.
The sweaty documents. Wait, don't arrest me!
No, he's about to get handcuffed. He's like, don't arrest me! And then
he out sweaty papers that he's not even supposed to have.
Yeah, he just takes out the sweaty papers of David when that belonged to David when he was 17, and they're like,
I mean, he'd get, like, in more trouble.
They're like, well, you have sweaty documents, and then
you're not even supposed to have.
Yeah, you're not even supposed to have those, and he's like, And then he just shuts up. Okay, the police had searched through the contents. Okay. Despite this evidence, however, the prosecution didn't feel like they could convince a jury without more evidence, so Katie's kidnapping wasn't planned to be laid against me in a formal charge, but they were searching for evidence. They had also tried to open the contents of David's hard drive, but they found it was encrypted, just like I had. They'd sent it off to a lab to be analyzed, or whatever data could be salvaged.
Do you think that Katie's dead?
What?
Do you think that Katie's dead? She most likely was killed. Like, if she ever escapes or something, she's gonna tell, like, what really happened.
Yeah. But, like...
So then David would be in the wrong.
David would be in the wrong. Actually, yeah. With Katie, I think that he probably keeps her alive because if he's torturing somebody that Xander cares about, I don't know. Maybe that he's like, well, if I kill her, then, like, he can't suffer. All he can do is mourn the death. But if I traumatize her, then kill her, then he can suffer more. Mm-hmm. That's probably what he's doing. He's probably keeping her alive.
And then again, he knows, like, nothing about, like, Katie's whereabouts or anything like that.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah, then he's not really doing much.
Yeah, he probably just, like,
it's the emotional
her and
trauma.
The body and then
he kidnapped her. Yeah. She's probably dead. Like, I'm sorry, but, like, she's probably dead. Like, they already killed off Gamer Anime Titties, so, I'm sorry to all the Isaac fans. Once again, I'm gonna get crucified by this. Okay. So I accidentally scrolled too far. As a result, the prosecutor can only charge me with possession of someone else's medical records without permission, which is a serious crime, apparently. I mean... Yeah. Terry had also been informed of my identity theft case was being combined charges against me. How? The credit card companies had done their own investigation, were filling criminal charges against me for fraud. Why would they do that? Because the technical investigation of the origin of the registration and the fraudulent cards had found the reporter himself, Xander Jones, was indeed filled... Okay, sorry, I had to do something real quick. Okay, we're back. Terry had also been informed that the identity theft case was being combined charges against me. The credit card, okay. Technical investigation of the origin, registration, fraudulent cards. I feel like this is a PSA. There's the reporter himself, Xander Jones, had indeed filed out and completed the registration forms on his own computing device. In other words, they traced the IP address to... Why didn't you just say that? In other words, they traced the IP address to had filled out the registration forms for the cards and found...
Quick question, how much more describing words are there? Like, can you just scroll down and see how much longer we have?
I mean, I probably can, but I'm trying to read it. That way, because then we can make...
Just bookmark it.
Oh, yeah. Wow. In other words, this is Reddit. We can't bookmark on Reddit.
You can just press the bookmark button. Press this little star.
Oh, yeah. Oh, shit.
And then go into another tab.
I'm a fucking genius.
Then go into another tab, and then you can scroll in that tab.
Oh, my God. That's just unnecessary. Okay, they searched the IP address of who had filled out the registration forms and the cards online and found that my computing device... The computer had... I just call it computing device. Oh, my God. The computer had been the one to sign up, which meant that they were accusing me of signing up and spending all the money, and then reporting fraud is also a major crime.
Well, yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
It's money.
It's money.
Money.
Money. The emptying of my bank account was also pinned on me. Again, they claimed it was me. I was trying to commit fraud by filling a false claim with the bank. The police had finally gotten security tapes for the convenience store. Finally, where at the ATM was located. They were.
Oh wait, this was the dude with the hoodie just casually
Oh
sniffing
yeah.
the sweater.
Oh yeah. We're gonna I remember the joke.
Smashing himself into a window.
Yeah. I remember I just remember the jokes we made about this scene. Okay.
Yeah.
One camera was above the door. That's how it was. We were so tired. And one was in the far corner of the store opposite of the ATM. The tapes would show a man in a dark hoodie walk into the store. The video was grainy. They would expect, but despite that, a large symbol on the back of the hoodie could be recognized.
What is the symbol though? Like they're just like
fucking
large
Illuminati.
symbol.
Large symbol. I mean, doesn't really matter. I want to know what he was wearing, but like, you know.
Probably just like
It's probably just Nike or something. Like something really generic.
And then they were like, "Oh my god, it's evil."
You have a Nike sweater?
Ew.
No, yeah, actually, Nike sweater makes sense because like it's really common and like a lot of people could wear it.
Yeah, they'd be like, "Ooh, gang sign."
Gang sign. Yeah, fucking Nike is a gang sign. Wow. That Nike swoosh is everywhere. It's ingrained in my head. Anyways, like above the register, opposite corner of the ATM. Okay. They recognized. The man in the hoodie walked to the ATM and pulled out something from his pocket. The prosecution claimed it was a cell phone since the timestamp on the camera matched the timestamp on the log of my bank account. And the hooded figure looked down at it for a few minutes before typing into the ATM and blocking the screen with their body. The back or the front of their body? I need to know. The money spat out. I'm sorry. The money spat out. He grabbed it and walked towards the door. The camera on the opposite side of the court of the ATM was the only able to catch a glimpse of their face. It was grainy, but the prosecution compared the pictures to my Facebook profile and claimed that it had enough resemblance to be me. Comparing David's pictures, it could have been him too. I'd argued that point with the prosecutors pretty fiercely. I mean, I'm just imagining, like, David just hired a very generic-looking male to just get in there. Like, a very generic, like, vaguely tan male, and he's just like, get in this outfit.
And go, here's the pin code.
Here's the pin code,
Wear my guy's sweater.
Wear my ex-best friend's sweater.
We used to be friends.
He's like, and he goes, and then he's like, one more thing before you go. We used to be friends, okay? We're not friends anymore, okay?
Yeah.
He's not
We're
ex-best friends, okay? We're done.
We're over.
And he's like, sir, you've said that to me like 5 times since I met you. Yeah, I know. I just need to specify.
Yeah, you need to to clarify.
Actually, no. He probably wore his own sweater. He probably wanted to wear Xander's sweater. He wouldn't let anyone else touch that thing.
Because like, we just like went from like the weird ship thing to like just suddenly now.
I'm like sweater. Yeah. He probably wouldn't want some rando wearing Xander's sweater. Only he gets to wear Xander's sweater.
Yeah, the scent goes away.
Yeah. Like he gets away from the camera and he just aggressively starts smelling it. And then like somebody's just walking past. Like they're just someone just like driving into the bank and they just see this guy aggressively smelling himself and they're just like.
And then they just turn around.
Yeah, and then they go to a different bank. They go to a different ATM. They're like, all right, not today. It's too late for this shit.
Yeah, I can get my $50 that I desperately need to buy my
I don't know, like my Xbox, my cheap ass Xbox on eBay. It's totally not a bootleg.
I can do it tomorrow.
Yeah, I can do it tomorrow. I can get the $50.
Even though it's gonna be gone in an hour.
Yeah.
I'll do it tomorrow.
Oh my god, I can't do it. It's just like the image of David like smelling the sweater is just like so like uncomfortable. They're just like, no, I can't, not today. They just drive out, and he's like for a second he's like, oh shit, evidence. People are gonna see it's me, but then they instantly drive out the moment they start seeing you smell the sweater, and he's just like, oh, never mind. Anyways. When I was done with my outburst, the prosecutor told me that his outburst, he just like screams like a little baby. That's what's considered an outburst for Xander. He's like rude. He said a no word. That was his outburst. He said the crap word. Ooh, scary. Anyways, the IP address assigned to they played their trump card. The bank account had been logged into the back of my IP address assigned to my own cell phone during the time period. Regarding the fire, which had the main accusation against me, they had a decent evidence. The gas can was one, the voicemail was another, but there was stronger evidence when I first arrived at Walmart. I parked near the front of the doors and the viewing cameras hanging off the building. They clearly saw me drive away when I was heading to David's house. Bum, bum, bum. When I came back, though, I had parked it in the back. I parked it in the back of the lot, intending to be away from the cars while I slept. The camera could barely make out the car parking in the back lot. It was too dark to tell if it was even a vehicle. The prosecutor claimed. So realistically, I am the only one who had my own testimony to support the The fact that I got back to Walmart around 6 p.m. 6 p.m. Walmart. Okay. I should add that it took about 15 minutes to get to David's house from Walmart, so you can just understand the time frame. The crew had received a call from 6:04 p.m. David's home was on fire. They raced over immediately and found his house burning. David had been trying to help his mother out in the ground of the bedroom. Do you think he was actually trying to help her, or do you think he just didn't care? Like, he was just doing it so they think that he's, like, innocent? Or do you think he was actually trying to help her, but then was like, oh shit, she's dead, never mind?
Maybe they were trying to.
Maybe he was trying, but he's like, oh fuck, she's dead. And then for a second he felt kind of bad, then he's like, actually, you know what, never mind. Because he's a dick. And he's a psychopath. He's a psychopathic dick, and we like that. We like that here. We like that a lot. Ooh. God, I hate that. Anyways, then once again, I'm gonna get crucified, because I've seen people say they want to see this character
get... You said it like 3 times.
Yeah, I know, because people... No, you don't understand. I've seen people say they want to see this character get circumcised, so, like, people really don't like him. Seriously, that was an actual comment. I will forever remember that. Alright, I should... Okay. Discovered that Miss K was already dead from suffocation. David had been rushed to the hospital with a few minor burns. Just minor burns. It's just like on his... It's just like...
Yeah, I bet he like drenched himself in like water or something.
Yeah, he just drenched himself in water.
Yeah, like right before he did it, so that like he doesn't get as bad burns.
Yeah, probably. When had they noticed it if he was soaking wet, though? If like this guy was like soaking wet?
I mean... Evaporation.
Oh yeah, evaporation.
It just
makes his hair, well, like his hair and his shirt would still be kind of damp, right? And also depending on how tight the shirt is. Yeah, but like,
would the police really care?
Yeah, probably not. It'd probably be like, "Why are you wet?" And he's just like, "I took a shower.
I fell in the sink.
I fell in this. A 23-year-old man fell in the sink." The tub would be more accurate, but fell in the sink. Yes, that's yes. I fell in the sink.
Right. I was looking up, and then I looked at the sink, and then just slammed my head into it.
I slammed my head into it, and now I'm wet everywhere.
The end.
Great story. They're like, okay, you know what? That adds up. David had been rushed to the hospital, a few minor burns, and some smoke inhalation. He had yet to explain his version of events to the police. So what happened? I set my house on fire. Yeah. The firefighters had filed a report stating that the fire had been started in the middle of the living room when the puddle of gasoline had been ignited. The flames had spread throughout the house. Traces of gasoline were found in various rooms, making them believe the suspect, me, went from room to room splashing gasoline around, just like in the movies. They also concluded that the fire had been started sometime before it was called because of how much damage there had already occurred by the time they arrived. So just flame. I know that David had set an alert on his phone and was linked up to the app he had installed on my phone, when my GPS, I don't know why I really like my GPS, then I went to home and an alert would be sent to his phone as a text message. So I can only guess that he jumped in his car, left work, sped all the way home, just like Sonic speed. Just like, he's just like, he gets an alert on his phone, it looks like I gotta set my house on fire, zoom.
I just remembered we made comments about making boots out of Sonic's fur and just slapping his face on it.
Why did you have to say that? I wanted to forget that. I wanted to forget that.
Did it? Well, oh my God. It's in your head, and I'm gonna draw it. No, I'm gonna edit it. I'm just gonna take like a boot, some Uggs or something, and then just like, slap Sonic on it.
Oh no! I hate it. Okay.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much. That was a valuable thing to society. This podcast is very valuable to society. Like, just imagine aliens. Like, aliens are like trying to get, like, aliens are up in space and they're trying to get like interwaves, or like they're trying to get waves from Earth, and then they just hear us and they're like, nah, let's not go to this planet. They're whack.
And then they just like zoom away.
Yeah, they zoom away. They're like, nah, these humans are whack. Although I might not be human at this point, so you know, I don't think either. I don't think
I'm a lizard.
Yeah, I'm a lizard and I'm a demon. Yeah, you're a lizard and I'm a demon. So, anyways, you know that David sent an alert on his phone. Okay, linked up to the act. Zoom. Oh, got time to burn down my house. Zoom. That's where I think. I think that time he was so close. I'm not telling you all this detail so you can. I'm telling you all this detail. You can see how hopeless I felt while I was in jail. I sat there for 2 whole weeks and with the same accusations and evidence over and over again. I just started to give up. Aw, poor baby. It's okay, Xander. We can hug you.
Just slap the computer again. Shove it off of the mattress.
There we go. That sounded like a hit. That was rude. I don't mean to hit you, Xander.
You punched the computer. That's mean.
I'm sorry.
And
Okay.
you're petting the computer.
I'm petting
apologizing to the
I'm petting.
the Reddit story.
Yeah, I'm apologizing to Xander by petting his hair. He's probably very freaked out. I should stop. Anyways.
Yes.
He's not an actual child, God. It's a good thing he isn't. Anyways, I was telling you all the details so you could see how hopeless I was. I started to give up. During the first few days, I asked Terry about how he can prove that David specifically who had committed these crimes. He frowned and told me I should be more concerned about proving myself innocent, period, and not pinning it on another man. I mean, David already pinned him, so might as well, you know?
What do you mean by that?
No, because David already pinned him down, so you might as well pin him in a different context, right? What? I'm just stating the facts. I meant pinning him for a crime, not like pinning him down, like pegging him.
I know, but like he did that.
I did
anyway.
But I mean,
He did both.
He did actually. David did do both.
Yeah.
Oh my God! I just realized
why.
that. Not only did he physically pin him down, but he also pinned him down for crimes.
Yeah.
He's really into pinning. He's really into pinning people down. Oh yeah, so many goddamn thumbtacks. He has an entire bulletin board of just thumbtacks, and he's just like drilling over it. Like he's licking the ends of thumbtacks. It's like Xander walks in, like it was just them in high school, and he goes into like, and he starts like, and he's like, oh, I got you some school supplies. Then he starts like sucking on thumbtacks, like not the sharp end, but like the actual like plastic bit of the thumbtacks. And Xander's like, this is my normal friend. We are best friends, as he's sucking on thumbtacks. He's like,
yeah, we're not going to be friends in the future, though. Just want to tell you.
no, he's like, as he's sucking on thumbtacks, he's like, ah, yes, we are good friends. There are no red flags.
I don't even understand who my friend is, but
whatever. There are no red flags. And he's like sucking on the sharp ends of thumbtacks and like making himself bleed and like stabbing small spiders and stuff. And he's like, there are no red flags.
Yeah, just like. He's, like, in the background, just, like, all bored out, like, eating thumbtacks, basically.
Yeah.
And then he's just, like, off to the side, just like, there's no red flags.
Yeah, he's eating fucking thumbtacks.
Why did it come to that?
I don't know. It's like, this story is trying to be scary. Us, he's eating thumbtacks. And also he has a thing for penning. He does, though. Like, that's canon. Okay, until Harrison says, shut up, you stupid baby man, it's canon. All right.
Yes.
Harrison... I'm not going to say sorry anymore, I swear. Okay. By the end of the 2 weeks, I already pled guilty rather than fight. Oh, man. The arrangement went poorly. No charges were thrown out, but they had all been placed against me. I will list all the crimes I was being charged with, but I don't remember their exact phrases. And I know I'll also get it wrong. So the general idea was I was hecked. I don't let him say the F word. He's too good for it. Can
you say it in the end?
Yeah, if he says it like at the very end of the story, I'll let him do it. Like in the last chapter.
You're gonna let the fictional Reddit character do it.
I'm gonna let this fictional Reddit character get the privilege of cursing on my channel.
Hooray.
Yay. Anyways. I'm ridiculous. Bail had been set at $5,000, which essentially guaranteed I'd be stuck in jail for a while. I had already contacted my parents out of desperation, and they would try to raise money. Oh, right, I forgot. Hernandez isn't actually like his dad. He actually has a dad.
Huh?
I was like, because remember, I was like, oh, Hernandez is such a dad, but now I remember Xander has like an actual dad. That he isn't.
Where are Xander's parents? Like
they're trying to get.
Did he never tell them anything that was going on?
I'm sure he did. Well, maybe. I mean, he probably didn't want to. I mean, it's probably a little too complicated, right?
Probably.
They'd just be like.
They'd be like, "Why are you friends with this dude? You're grounded until you tell us why."
Yeah.
Mom, I'm 23 years old and I'm living alone. Go on. I'm now living alone. My roommate died.
My roommate died, and the other one moved away.
So I'm living alone.
Yikes! Yeah, gosh. Okay. I just pulled a goofy reference out of nowhere, like gosh. Murder. Okay.
I love murder.
The demons made me do it. Okay. Anyone who hasn't watched that comedy skit is like so confused.
No, anyone who hasn't watched it is just an uncultured swine.
Oh my god. Anyways. Truly, we are top. I remember my friend, when I released the first part of this video, they were like, they're like quality content, and here we are, talking about a character eating thumbtacks and not letting a character say the F word. Quality content. And goofy. Okay, alright. I've been stuck in jail for a while. Okay. After 3 weeks, I was very depressed, not eating much. Terry tried to cheer me up, just pulls that little Elmo puppet. Hey, Xander, you're not gonna stay in prison.
Sets it on fire.
And then Xander just was like, Oh my god. Yeah, stuck in jail for a while. Okay. Terry tried to cheer me up by showing me parts of the arguments that he was preparing, but nothing could cheer me up. I thought about Katie a lot, and Clark and Ivan. I missed my parents. Oh yeah, I forgot they existed.
He has parents.
Oh yeah, right. Hernandez isn't like his weird stepfather or something. I keep forgetting that. Well, I just think, I'm just like, oh wait, Hernandez, like, he's not related to him at all. I just remembered that. I'm like, hold on. Like, no, he's just some guy. He's just some guy. He was nice to him once, and, like, he's just, like, relying on him now. Mostly because, like, prison. I also missed Clark's first hearing of the graffiti case, so I have no idea what's going on, which made me feel guilty I couldn't support him. During the time I was in jail, Hernandez only came to visit me once. During the third week, I jumped off my bed and ran to the bars, just like Sonic speed, and he like slams his head into it. Like, ugh! Hernandez, I said, please tell me you've come to me with some good news. No. No, he said. You're being transferred to the county jail. Your trial will happen there. Why? He shrugged.
Oh, I remember this part. This is when I started getting so annoyed with how long it was being stretched out that I started going, "Are we done?"
Yeah. Because we were just like fucking around the entire time. It's just how it works, he said. Did you find anything on Isaac? I had been clinging to hope that Isaac's body would turn up evidence against David, and have you smelled? Like, you don't even need to smell Isaac, okay? Have you gone into the room? Dude's BO is horrible, okay? He just smells like Doritos, Mountain Dew, and semen. Like, God, David had to go in with a hazmat suit just to strangle the guy.
Yeah.
Like
he couldn't even touch him. He had to use a cord.
Yeah, I had to use a cord. No, yeah, he used a cord to strangle him. He didn't even, he touches him with the hazmat suit and the gloves just fall apart.
Yeah, they
just disintegrate. As we make fun of this dead character. Whatever, he's not real, it's fine.
Yeah.
I was like, Xander is baby, and then I'm also here like, oh, I'm gonna make fun of this dead guy.
And kids, if a character's fake,
it's fine.
then it's fine to make fun of them.
Because they're not real.
Yeah, they can't hear you, probably.
Well, I mean, either way, he's dead in the story, right? So they wouldn't be able to, even if he was real.
What if he was alive? What if he's just faking it?
There were flies on his body. Yeah. It's just that no one can tell the difference between the smell of his corpse and his natural BO. And he comes back and
he just fell asleep with his eyes open, and then everyone was like, "Oh my god,
he's dead." And then he gets buried. He's like, "Wait, no! I just naturally smell horrible because I haven't showered in 5 weeks."
And then when they realized that he was still alive, then they just continued to bury him because they did not want that out.
Yeah, I know.
They're like, "Okay, dude, you smell so bad, we just can't."
And then he suffocates in his own BO.
Character in his BO. We're dead.
We are horrible.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Isaac, I wanted to nail him down just for that one crime. Just one. I wanted it so bad that my hands were shaking when I thought about it. Yeah. I'm not even gonna comment on that. My reading of that was enough. His hands, geez, you're shaking while thinking about pinning David for something? Like, come on. Calm yourself
then again,
down.
he is also scared.
He is scared, but, shaking, it makes it sound like he's excited.
Kind of.
Is he excited? Because, I feel like he's excited.
He's scared, but,
He's terrified, but he's also kind of excited. There's a difference between shaking because you're excited and shaking because you're happy. He's like, I just wanted to nail him down. I just wanted it so bad that my hands were shaking. He really, 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 really wants that.
Without context.
Yeah, that sounds absolutely horrible out of context. Okay, sorry about the recording again. Back to what we were saying. Okay. Okay, right. He was shaking because he thought of pinning down David. Okay. Yeah. I'm just casually. Okay.
Let's talk fast.
Yeah, let's talk fast. All right. I'm not allowed to. I thought about it. I'm not allowed to talk about that, he said, avoiding my eyes. He's not looking at him at all, God. Anyway, I came to tell you that you'll be moved in 3 days. Hernandez, I said. I turned to leave. I thought you believed in me. I do, he said. Until you burned David's house down. Now I'm not sure who the psychopath
Until you burned his house down.
I'm not sure who the psychopath really is. I mean, you have no idea. No idea.
No idea at all.
I mean, burning down someone's house is pretty bad.
Yeah.
That's pretty bad. I didn't do it, I shouted, but he walked away. He's like, and then he's like, never mind. And he just walked away. 3 days later, 3 days later, as Hernandez said, he came to move me. After dinner, I was cuffed and led out to the doors of the police cruiser where they would drive me up to the county jail 2 hours away. 2 officers who drove were polite, but they instantly cranked up the radio when I got on the road. I could barely hear myself think. I was starting to get frustrated. I always hated car trips without my own music. That's what you're concerned about right now.
The Kids Bop.
Yeah, the Kids Bop. Now I was stuck between a 2-hour drive and handcuffed behind my back. I mean, hey, I don't mind looking at that, but okay. My back and a radio blasting music I didn't like. Gotta put my hands up. we were about an hour in when I was ready to scream. Like, he's just like... Yeah, I stared out the window trying to find something interesting to watch and focus my mind on. We were on a two-way lane highway with no other cars in sight. It was getting late, so looking back, I figured that people were home for the night, and that's why it was so dead. Oh God. My view of a nice lake, just imagine a peaceful, nice, pretty lake, was suddenly obscured by a big, great truck.
The Amazon.
The Amazon truck.
The Amazon.
Okay, but David...
Delivering the package to the car.
Yes, delivering the package to the police car. I tried to find something else to look at, but then I noticed it was getting dangerously close to our lane. Yeah, Amazon really wants to deliver that fucking package. It's really important.
Right to your doorstep.
Yeah. Right to your doorstep, on the go. Okay. I looked up and saw that it was an armored truck, and it had the same logo as the company David worked for. So he's an Amazon delivery boy. He's just in like his black shorts and his polo and his hat, and he's just like, "Here's your package." Wait, I thought
after
he was
like
a security
smashing
guard.
them into a tree.
Yeah, I thought he was a security guard worker. I guess he got a job as an Amazon delivery boy instead.
Yeah.
I mean that's preferred, honestly. Mm-hmm. Then, like, yeah, I wouldn't want him tackling me. Yeah, actually, that's a lie. All right, the panic was instantaneous. Something gripped my lungs and kept me from vocalizing. Amazon truck! The truck slowly neared the side of the police. Just the fact that I made it an Amazon truck makes this funny. The truck slowly. It's Jeff Bezos inside. Jeff Bezos is working with David.
You can't even finish the sentence.
Yeah,
Cutting yourself off.
Yeah, I'm like Jeff Bezos. On the side of the police cruiser was pressing against it. The cop shouted. The cop who was driving slammed on his brakes, and the other cop dropped the radio while reaching for the cruiser. That I didn't slow down fast enough. However, the truck nudged it off the road. Just nudged, like it barely touched it. Then I braced myself for impact as we rolled down the grassy slope and slammed into a tree. Uh-oh. My seatbelt held me in place, but my head ached when I rammed against the driver's headrest. Ew, the two cops were unconscious, lying on awkward angles. Yikes. Neither of them... Yeah, uncomfortable. Neither of them had their seatbelts. Wear your seatbelts, kids!
Or else you're gonna be the cop that hit a tree.
No, or else Amazon's gonna come for you. Amazon's gonna fucking come for you if you don't put your seatbelt on.
It's like that Spanish. Absite.
Absite. Well, okay. My seatbelt had held me in place, but my head. Okay. I started yanking at the handcuffs, trying to reach my seatbelt to undo it. I reached for the red button and pressed it. When I turned back and to wriggle out of the loose seatbelt, I saw David Hecking King. We're not at the end yet, so he doesn't allow to cuss. David Hecking King walking up to the slope. I'm just imagining him in like his Amazon cap,
just casually walking, like just coughing.
Yeah, he's just like, he just
no, it's
he adjusts his collar and stuff. Oh boy. We seriously do need to draw David in an Amazon delivery boy outfit, though.
Right.
Okay.
Another list.
Another list. We have to draw the bazooka brownie cannon and David and also sugar cocaine Xander. Once again, people are gonna be like, "No, why are you treating baby bad?" I'm sorry, but it's just what it is.
Yes.
Okay.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. Okay. Handcuffs are trying to reach my seatbelt. Okay. Oh no. Oh shit. Oh no. I cursed, turning to reach the door handle with my cuffed hands. No such luck. The doors were locked from the outside to prevent prisoners from opening the doors on their own. David got closer and closer until he was right outside the car. He shot a smirk at me. God, so much smirking. Like, keep it in your pants. Anyways, I opened my door. I like wheezed at the end of that sentence. I tried to back away, but he grabbed my arm and tossed me out of the car. He just yeets him. I fell onto the dirt with a gasp. Yeah, I mean, you were just touched by him. I mean, I would be gasping too, bro. Anyways, I sat up a little and saw he turned his attention back to the police car. I saw one of the cops beginning to stir. David opened the driver's door and pulled something small from his pocket. With a quick motion, he stabbed the cop in the neck. Blood spurted out. The cop was screaming and gurgling and grabbing for his neck. I think I screamed too, but I can't remember. He just shuts himself off. Actually, I've seen murder already. He closed the door and walked around the. Well, he saw the body, but anyways, I could see the other cop was moving, but I couldn't tell what he was doing. Apparently, he was reaching for the radio because David yanked it out of his hands and set on the car's roof, and then stabbed that cop too. Both of them were unconscious in seconds. Unconscious. They're not dead. They're just unconscious.
Hashtag they're still alive.
Hashtag those cops are still alive. Don't get up, he threatened. He walked towards me. I didn't even bother trying. He walked over to where I sat and went behind me. Oh boy, behind him. I tried to face him, but he kicked me lightly. It's so much light touching. What? Like the light slap and then the light kick. Yeah, it's just like his toe like barely even touches him. It's like like and get out of my sight. Like get off of me kind of thing. Like, jackass, get off me. Anyways, he knelt down and I felt him scratching on the metal of my handcuffs. I was confused but sat absolutely still. Yeah, he's just kneeling down when Xander's on the floor. Nice to see you again, Xander, he said, walking to stand in front of me. I watched him with true fear. His entire demeanor was different from the night that we graffitied his house. How? He seems the same to me.
Yeah.
Like, there's not much of a difference.
He's like, slightly smarter, but that's it.
He's slightly more big brain. He gained, like, one more brain cell.
Yeah.
He was changing. I mean, it's literally just because he dressed as an Amazon delivery boy.
He changed
his clothes, and now my brain is just, like,
blown.
He's dressed as a delivery boy, and I just can't handle it. When I didn't answer, he laughed, twisting the small object in his gloved hands. I'm just imagining he's wearing, like, those black lace Gucci gloves. Like, he's doing it in style. And that's what he spent Xander's money on. He spent it on those gloves just so he can do this. I watched him with true fear. His entire... Okay. When I didn't answer, he laughed, twisting the small object in his gloved hands. I noticed through the blood that there was a crudely crafted shiv about the length and width of a finger. So just, like, very small piece of, like, sharp metal. Very useful. He crafted it himself.
Nice.
Basically Steve from Minecraft. When I didn't answer, he... Okay. I told you I'm not going to kill you, Xander. In fact, for once, I'm here to help you out. Sort of.
I'm going to put you in even more danger, and you're going to start your life over.
Yay. Yeah. What does that mean? I asked shakily. See, that's the difference between Xander shaking because he wants to see Xander shaking because he wants to see David get pinned for one crime, and Xander being scared of him. Mm-hmm. That's the difference right there. Remember the night you graffitied my house? I mean, yeah, I think he would.
We used to be friends then.
Yeah, we used to be. No, they were already enemies by that point.
I know.
You used to be friends then. I told you I'd consider giving you advice on how to succeed in our game. Well, the time has come. I'm giving you more than advice. See, you're no fun in jail. I've seen the evidence they have on you. You're going away for a long time, and I don't want that. What, there was just a period, like, after that, so I had to. So I'm granting you a second chance to keep playing. He walked behind me again. I felt sticky blood on my fingers. Oh, thank God it's blood. And I can't even, I'm so horrible.
Oh my God, because, like, you took a pause last time you read it.
Yeah, and I was just, like, sticky blood. Yeah, my fingers in his hand as he pressed a small shiv against my hand. Now, here's how this works, he said, standing back in front of me. I'm going to leave this knife with your fingerprints on it. Then they'll think you stopped the cops and made a run for it. I'm going to remove your handcuffs, and I'll let you make a run for it. You'll have 30 minutes. You'll have a 30-minute head start, and I can before I call in the radio. Oh God, he has a knife. He stabbed the drivers, and he's... David cut off, mimicking the call he'd make. Man, goosebumps ran up my spine. He's just like, ugh. He has good acting skills. Scary. I'll be sitting here and waiting. If you attempt to come back, I'll just take you away in my car and we'll play a different game. Do you understand? Okay. You need to specify these things because we're horrible. I nodded, too terrified. Even when I listened to their narration, I was like, whoa there, buddy, different game? What are you specifying? Like, what are you talking... What do you insinuate? Okay. I nodded, too terrified to speak. Get up, he commanded. I struggled to my feet, rolling in dirt to get my knees.
He didn't even bother to help him. He's just like, get up now.
He's just like, get up. And he's just like rolling around. Like, he's like fucking
Noob.
pathetic. Pathetic little
noobed.
Yeah, pathetic little virgin. Come here. Come here, he said, moving towards the police car. I followed him. He opened the police car door and put his hand against the officer's neck. I flinched as he flicked blood on me. It splattered all across my jail suit and face. I almost threw up. Yikes. Ugh.
I just read the next part and
And you're dying?
It sounds worse in my head.
Why does it sound worse in your head?
I don't know, it just does.
It just does.
Because, I can imagine the voice.
Yeah, I know, and it's painful. There we go. He purred. Is that how it sounded in your head?
Kind of.
Okay, great. I can do it more. I could get more intense with that, but I'm not going to because I don't want to get demonetized. Even though I don't make money off of this. Fuck it, I don't make money off of this. There we go. He purred. Oh God, just why did you have to say he purred?
I know.
And in the narration, I heard of it. He just said there we go, and then he quickly said he purred. And even then, I noticed it. But now that I'm reading it, I can hear it.
The narrator was like, "All right, I'm not saying that."
He's like, I am not. I'm not.
Voice acting. He's just like, there we go. He purred.
He's not. I'm not gonna say that in a sultry tone. No. Why did he have to purr? Okay, do we seriously? Let's look up the definition of that word right now.
Purred. It means cat.
It means cat. What is David like some Neko little? Is David like a Neko little shit or something?
It means cat.
Purred. Cat, a low conscious vibratory sound expressing contentment. What is David content with though?
Type in contentment.
Contentment, a state of happiness and satisfaction.
A picture of some
I don't know.
Bro, you look like the human person.
Oh, shit. A state of happiness and satisfaction. Satisfaction in what and under what context? It doesn't matter, does it?
Yeah, context is not our passion.
Context is doesn't exist. Context does not exist for this podcast.
Yeah.
Okay. They're gonna pull up this audio 10 years later, and
then we're gonna be looking at it and be like,
wow,
we're even stupider now.
Yeah, exactly. There we go. He purred. He motioned. He motioned for me to turn around, and I did. He pulled the handcuff key from the dead cop and unlocked the cuffs. I rubbed my wrists. They were sore and marked from the car crash. Okay. I considered trying to get a shit from him and attack him. I mean, wouldn't the cops be on you for attacking him then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's starting over.
Yeah.
The point is if he just stabbed the officers and left, then
he has to be on the run now. Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
But the idea of him, the idea of going with him into his car to play other games terrified me. What do you think is even gonna happen there? Someone commented on this saying Monopoly. Oh my God. No, we know that he's horny. Just stop.
Let's play Monopoly in the car.
Let's play Monopoly in the car. Who does that? Who plays board games in the car?
No one.
No one does.
Just psychopaths like David.
Of course David would be playing Monopoly in his car.
Although,
Other games. That's okay, so I think what they mean is that he's gonna torture him.
Yeah.
Because,
with that term it means
yeah. Other games. He's gonna
he wants
torture him.
Torture him, yeah.
But I'm just wondering, yeah, that would just suck.
I mean, his life is already ruined. He literally has to start over.
Yeah, he literally is basically click the reset button.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically.
Except he's still on the run.
Yeah. He's basically just starting over because David's just oh, well, I made you suffer too much. And maybe going into his car to play other games would have been a better result, honestly. I mean, I'd be down with that. But okay, go ahead. Missed opportunity, Xander. Okay, just don't even consider it. Okay. We all know you considered it, but all right. Anyways, David had said the other games terrified me. David had said a backpack next to the car. I'm just thinking the backpack from Dora. It's just the Dora the Explorer backpack. And he's just take it.
Should Fox die?
What?
Should Fox die?
Should Fox die?
Let's disintegrate him with acid and rip out his tongue.
Yes.
That's kid appropriate. Child appropriate.
Everyone's really confused about that reference, aren't they? Okay, David said a backpack next to the car and now set it in my hands. Hernandez says hello. He said with a malicious grin. Okay, at least you specified that it was malicious. Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you for doing that. For once, your specifications don't make it creepy. In the context of
Hernandez knows?
I paid him a lot of money to get him to let me track this car. Okay, so that's how he found Xander. He's just like, Hernandez, he's just like, Hernandez, I need to track this car. And of course he was probably like, no. And he's like, give me money. And he's just like, okay. Okay, that's enough. He demanded that I give you half, of course. Of course, I'm not that generous. So here's $2,000, a change of clothes, new shoes, and a map. The nearest town is in 10 miles. Better hurry. Remember, in 30 minutes, I'm calling in. My jaw shook.
Wait, it should have like added like he took out like a watch and then started the timer. That would like add way more pressure.
Yeah, he just like he just pulls up on his phone and then he presses it and then he like sticks out his tongue and winks at him like I got the timer, little bitch. Anyways, remember in 30 minutes I'm calling in. My jaw shook as I put the backpack on and started heading towards Dora as I started heading toward sorry.
The sun, the forest.
What is the sun, forest. Okay, I started heading towards the sun, the setting sun. The forest looked dark, dark and menacing. I looked back at the pathway and the trees. There he was. He leaned against the car, drinking coffee from the container of one of the cups that I brought with. Wait, isn't that like all spilled now? Mm-hmm. But wait, do you think there's blood on it? Because like, that's why David's drinking it because he just wants to lick the blood from it. Mm-hmm. He definitely has a blood kink. Mm-hmm. Definitely. Like, it hurt.
Why are we saying this again? Like, we clearly know.
Yeah, like, we clearly know. It's so obvious. It's basically canon. Like, he literally purred when he saw somebody covered in blood, and now he's, like, drinking the bloody container. And now, and then, like, he was, like, rubbing it all over Xander's hands. Like, I get why, but, like, at the same time, you know. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Also, are those Xander's clothes he gave him, or did David give Xander some of his clothes?
Yeah, that's like the other thing. We were conspiracizing.
Yeah, what do you think? A word? Conspiracizing, yeah. That's totally a word. That's in the dictionary, definitely. Yeah, do you think it was his clothes, or do you think he just bought him new stuff? Or do you think Hernandez gave it to, because it was Hernandez
Maybe
who,
Hernandez did it.
Yeah, Hernandez did it. That makes it a little bit better, because he's just, like, he just like, gives him.
Nice boy.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Well, nice man.
Nice boy man.
Nice boy man. Nice man boy. Nice man boy. Leaning against a car the cops had brought with him. Shuddering in shock, and absolutely terrified, I walked into the woods. So, what do you think of this story overall? Because we're on part 6 now of 8.
Wait, is there a second series? Because, like, I saw something.
Yeah. There's a second series. But we have to finish this one in order to understand, like, what that's doing.
So, 2 more chapters to this one, and then another season.
And then another season, if you will. Anyway, so what do you think of this one?
It was boring until, like, the
end.
beginning was like and then the end was like weird. You're
just like Yeah, I think this is probably not my favorite chapter.
Yeah,
like it's just kind of like court stuff. You know,
just kind of like explain what's going on in full detail.
I mean that's what he's been doing this entire time, right?
I know, but like there's way less dialogue. It's just like, we went in the cold room and learned about my life, and I said words and he said words. And then we walked out. Then I went into car. We drove car. Listening to bad music. And then
you're just turning. You're like degrading his grammar into like a 3rd grader.
My grammar. That's how we talk. Anyway, continue. And then car crashes. So we are in car listening to horrible music. Then Amazon truck crashes cars. And then the cops get murdered, and then I need to, like, run now.
Yeah.
The end.
Also purr.
Also purr.
Also purr.
And blood.
And blood. Lots of purr blood.
Lots of purr blood.
Yeah.
Purr blood.
It's just like purr satisfaction. I'm just like It just makes me like I'm uncomfortable. Like help, I am uncomfortable. Harrison, I am uncomfortable. Harrison, I am uncomfortable.
You're blaming.
I'm not actually blaming him. Like obviously, I think he probably intentionally made it that way. Like obviously, right? Like
obviously.
Also. Oh my god. I'm still looking at the definition. One of them is a vehicle or engine.
A vehicle.
David is a transformer. A vehicle or engine moves smoothly while making a low vibratory noise. It's always like
like the car prior, like
yeah.
I just took that reference right from like some show.
Okay. It's always involving like a vibratory sound, which is just uncomfortable. Yeah, he's just and then the last one, speaking in a low, soft voice, especially when expressing contentment or acting seductively.
Seductively. That's all the proof we need.
That's
here.
all the proof we need here. Like when does anyone in a story like purr when it's not trying to be seductive?
No, I think like he's the only one that ever like purred.
Purred. Yeah, he's the only one.
Making such a big deal out of this part again.
I don't know because like no one else has done it. I'm saying like in writing in general, when a character purrs, you're like, oh shit's about to go down.
Yeah.
You know, like not in an action context, but in a context.
Yeah.
Yeah, but but nothing ended up happening because.
He's a psychopath.
He's a psychopath, and he probably thinks Xander doesn't deserve his dick. He's just like a pathetic. Yeah, he probably thinks Xander doesn't deserve it.
Or he's like, oh no, there's no time.
Yeah, there's not enough time to fuck. Remember? He's like, damn it, I can't do it now. I'm gonna have to wait
until he's dead.
He's like, no,
okay,
it just
got dark.
Yeah, that kind of fucked up. Yeah, I mean, David probably would though. He's probably a necrophiliac, like.
Yeah.
Probably. Like he's already so many other horrible things.
He's just like everything bad.
He's
the definition of bad.
He just sucks.
No, he's like that evil villain to be put into like every kid's book, being like, this is what bad people.
This is what bad people do.
They do all these bad things. Let's list them.
A.
But I can't think of a word.
A. Setting a house on fire. B. Credit card fraud. C. Kidnapping.
Yes.
D. Stealing. E. Murder. Anyways, it's like F. Purring at the guy you hate. That's just weird. That makes everyone uncomfortable.
Yeah, and that's also how to teach kids English and their ABCs.
Yeah.
Hey kids, want to learn English? Read our book.
Yeah,
we have 3rd grade grammar, and we can't say most words. We talk very weirdly, and
no, YouTube's gonna think we're advertising this towards kids, and then we'll get nothing.
Yo, kids, we're advertising this to you.
No, stop. They're gonna ban me forever.
Wow.
I don't know. They just will. YouTube is whack. Anyways, yeah. So the purring still weird. I still think that's weird. I'm sorry, but I think it is.
It is, though.
It is weird. It is weird, though. Like, it just is. Like, I'm not even, like, joking. Like, it is, like, when I first heard that, I was like, the fuck? And I replayed that part, like, 5 times. Like, he did not just say... Yeah, I played that part 5 times, not for any particular reason. But, not for any particular reason. Not that I was imagining that in my head at all. What? No. Anyway, no. We don't... This is... What? Does this look like...
Family friendly.
Does this look like Simp Nation to you? Don't answer that question.
I was thinking about it.
Yeah, you're like, wait, hold on a second, is it? Anyways, that ends part 7. What do you think is your favorite part? Because I think you said that this one is, like, the most boring.
Yeah. So, favorite part would be... I mean, like, violence actually happened in this one.
Oh, wow, violence, so hot. Ugh.
No, like, I think... What is it? It always makes the story more interesting when, like, there's, like,
actual...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not just describing every little detail about, like, traveling.
Like, the music sucked ass. Anyways, like you're saying? So,
it's boring, and yeah.
And yeah. My friend, 2020, yeah, it's boring, and yeah.
The end.
But, like, what do you think is the best chapter, though?
I don't know.
It's kind of hard to tell.
Probably, like, 5 or 6.
Yeah, 5 or 6. 6 was... Wait, we're on chapter 6.
No, I thought this was chapter 7.
This is chapter 6.
Oh, then I meant 4 or 5.
Yeah, 4 or 5. That was pretty good.
What was it about?
Yeah, it's pretty good. I don't even remember what happened.
I just think it was good because, like...
Hernandez existed. That's
yes.
nice. And he's like dad, but also Xander, stop. He's old enough to be your dad. Just don't.
Yeah.
Just don't. Please don't. Stop. Stop. We don't want to get demonetized here. Anyways, I say that even though I'm making... Yeah, I'm not. I will never be monetized. Donate to my non-existent Patreon. Anyways, that wraps up this video. Goodbye, my mortal rabbits. Have a lovely day.